Morning, everybody. We're going to do a quick upgrade, if you will, and not just an upgrade, but also something you might want to do if you own a Tissot T-Race. It's a very cool quartz watch from the fine makers over at Tissot. It is part of their T-Race line, which is their motorsports inspired timepieces. Really cool designs. This one is, I don't have the exact model number. I'll put it up in the description of it when I find it. But it's one that I bought. I had it, I want to say it was like $585 or something like that. And then it was like a 48-hour flash sale from the Tissot store on Amazon for like $353 or something. So I went and scooped one up. But I always regretted not getting the red dial one, but that one never went on sale. So I searched around and found a place that sells genuine replacement parts for different brands of watches. I'll put a link up in the description. And I wanted the red one. I thought that would look really cool. But also, I wanted a spare strap for this because, as you'll see as we take this off, this is a very proprietary strap type of system here. So you've got these collars on the outside, these bolts that come in from either side. And then there's these two kind of like lug things there that it all goes through. And so it's a very proprietary, I guess as I'm talking here, I can carefully open this. Let's do that in such a way that we don't cut our strap. So when you look at where this attaches to the lugs, you can see that's, it's a weird, goofy shape and all that stuff. So what'll happen here, I think, over time, and why I say this is kind of like a preemptive swap, is that I want to preserve this. If I ever want to sell it, put it back to the stock color configuration. But also, because this is proprietary, I don't know, at some point they could discontinue the watch and you can't get the straps. This watch will probably last 20, 30 years, right? If you take care of it, change the batteries, keep it clean, all that kind of stuff. But a silicone strap won't last that long. Now, normally you just go buy a replacement strap, but that is not going to mount up to this type of watch. When you use a proprietary mounting system, you'd have to find a strap that is the same width, which one this is not. This is a 23, so this is probably 22. You'd have to remove the spring bar from there. You'd have to sit there and cut sections out. And I don't know if it would look right. You might be able to rig something up and make it look okay, but honestly, I don't want to wait and then, 5-10 years when this thing tears or, is no longer good. And then, the watch has been discontinued for a time and you can't find anything other than, old beat up used straps on eBay or something. So I went ahead and bought the red color that I wanted originally anyway. And now we're going to go ahead and remove this and we're going to put the new strap on. Giggity. So I went with the red. I guess we'll just reuse the original hardware. And you just got to slide that in, Gady. And then we're going to put that side on. And this has got red Loctite on it. And while I did just break the seal on the Loctite, it's still pretty much in the threads. So I'm not going to worry too much about it as far as it coming undone. If I ever notice it loosening, then I'll just take it apart and apply some new Loctite. But that is how you change the strap on one of these. So you get a nice, I think a really cool effect. I like that red. Let's do the other side now. I think the screws here are like 5/64, the hex size. So go ahead and loosen that. And then that side, in this case, came off. So we'll pull this one out the other side. It's a nice tight fit. It's like a good mounting system. You have to worry about spring bars, popping out. You'd have to physically tear the silicone to get that to come apart. You just got to get it lined up and kind of wiggle it around a little. That's interesting. Those little nubbins are actually pins that go through it, and that aligns with the holes here. So you want to make sure that those go in properly. Come on. I forgot to spit on it. There we go. Pop that in, line it up there. Other side goes back on. I think this is going to look really cool. The red and black and silver. I think that's a kind of a cool color scheme. So now we just got to get the stupid screw lined up. There we go. Feel the threads biting. It's not cross-threaded. As soon as I get this all tightened up, we'll go ahead and try it on and see how it looks and feels. All right. That's it. So not as easy as, you know, spring bars, but a hell of a lot more secure. I mean, these things aren't coming undone, especially when you got the red Loctite there on the threads. It's that dry Loctite. That's why I didn't have to apply new stuff. It's kind of like when you buy, it looks like the stuff that Magpul uses, like on the screws that comes already pre-applied when you're doing like backup iron sights on an AR-15, uses the same kind of thing. So that is striking, makes it really stand out. It was almost like too much black before. The black looks good, but it was just like all blacked out. You didn't see a lot of the details. So I wanted to kind of mix it up. I love you got the contrast there. So what are we wearing today? We got our Seiko King Turtle automatic. Lovely watch. Really love that dial. If you like that, I got a review on that bad boy. Also very affordable. I think I paid like $400 or $500 or something for this. I don't remember. It wasn't that much. So here we go. Black, red, and silver. I am definitely digging that. Make sure none of our little pins there are sticking out on one side. Nope, everything's good. Everything's lined up. Oh, we got some plastic wrapper right here. Physical wrapper, not yo-yo-yo wrapper. I know when I say things like that, I just sound whiter. That's all right. So there we go. I will put this stuff back in the bag and put this in the box that it came from. And that way, if I ever need to replace this strap at some point, and with silicone, they will get brittle over time. They will tear at some point. Something will happen. It's inevitable. And normally I wouldn't worry about it because you just go buy an aftermarket strap. But like I said, when you got this proprietary mounting system where pretty much only this thing is going to work, I feel like it's a good idea to get one now, whether you get it and just keep it in the airtight wrapper until some time that you actually need it. Or if you're like me and you kind of wanted to change to the other color scheme anyway, I think that's cool. I love the red. I love the black. You get the contrast back and forth. It's kind of broken up. Then you got the silver. I think that's a really cool looking sport watch. Some might not like it, but I do. Let's see. Is the buckle, was that one black? Oh, no, it's not silver. I was like, oh, maybe change it and make that black to match the bezel there and some of these other pieces. But nope, the stock one was silver anyway. So there you go. So that is the Tissot T-Race. I guess we could look at the back. Maybe the model number's there and zoom in and see it. Or maybe it's not. Nah, they didn't put it on the... Oh, it's probably there on the bezel. There's no freaking way I'm reading that without reading glasses or a magnifying glass. So if you can read it, great. If not, I will put it in the comment section. But nice, easy swap. I paid $84 for the bracelet. It's not cheap, or for the strap. Obviously, it's not cheap, but you are buying an original OEM Tissot, replacement bracelet. The link will be up in the description. I didn't see if they had other colors, but I know they do have black. But I don't know if there's a gray or silver or anything else. I guess it depends on what kind of watch, because there's a lot of different models of T-Races. Some of them don't use this one. This type of strap is only on some of them and not even on most of them from what I've seen. So just a really nice watch. I do wish it was a screw down crown, but it is very cool where you've got your brake rotor here. You got your chronograph functions, you know, that you typically have with motorsports timing events. Tissot is the official timing device used for World Superbike or maybe MotoGP. For one of them, for one of the world, might be MotoGP actually. Come to think of it, yeah, because I think they've had some MotoGP collaborations with Tissot. And I remember when I was watching the race at Silverstone, the MotoGP race from a few weeks ago, and it was like Tissot everywhere on the overhead banners and all that stuff. So, very, very pretty watch, nice watch. 100-meter water resistance, quartz accuracy, Swiss made, really nice action on the buttons. I love that the crown guard here, to keep the crown guard from taking a hit and probably even protecting the buttons to an extent, is a brake caliper. I think they did a really cool job here coming up with that look. So now I've got a kind of, instead of just this black and white almost, it was just black and silver, kind of monochrome look to it. Now I got that flashy red bracelet. So we're going to wear that today. We're going to put the King Seiko back in the winder. I'm going to wear this today. So that's how you change these things. A little more involved than a spring bar, but much more secure. But I would go ahead and get, if you have this watch, whatever color, whether you want to change the color or not, go buy the spare straps with the link I put up there. I don't get anything for it. I'm just trying to help you out. Because at some point you're going to want it, and you may not be able to get replacement straps at some point in the future. And if you've got a brand new one that's sealed in the package, it's vacuum sealed, so the air doesn't get at it and degrade the silicone. This strap could be still brand new in condition and pliable and, you know, in new shape 10, 12 years from now. And if you can't buy one at that time because they discontinued the watch, you might regret not buying one and having a spare to go to, because the watch is going to be kind of useless without it. There's no real way to convert this thing. You'd have to machine something to come up with something to use conventional straps or even a NATO strap. That's the one downside to this watch, is you are stuck with whatever straps they sell for only as long as they sell them. So there you go. We'll talk to y'all later.